One of the more advanced features in SchoolFusion is the ability to add a blog to your Fusion pages. And while adding a blog is not a really difficult process, it is a little more complicated than some of the other things that you can add in SchoolFusion. So there are two ways that you can get to a blog, or as SchoolFusion calls it, a discussion topic. Go ahead and log into SchoolFusion and scroll down on your page and look for your personal dashboard. Remember, the personal dashboard is on the left-hand side of the page underneath the district calendar. There's two ways that you can get to a blog, or to add a blog or a discussion topic. If you click the Create link, you will see that you have the option to do a discussion topic. If you click that, it will take you to an area where you can put your discussion topic in. Or you can go to Fusion Pages and select the class that you would like to add the blog to. Now keep in mind that if you want to have the same blog question for multiple classes, you can easily do that, but you do need to start with one class. So I am already on the page that I want to add my blog to. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a look at the Fusion tools that I have already on my page. And what I'm looking for is a tool called Discussion Topic. So I have announcements, I've got files, I've got my calendar, events, and links. No discussion topic. So if you do not have discussion topics on your Fusion page, click Add Fusion Tool and look for discussion topics. So we'll go ahead and click Discussion Topics, and that will add a discussion topic tool to your page. Now remember, once you get the discussion topic tool on your page, you can move the tool. So if you want to rearrange things and you want your announcements to be at the top of the page, you can just click the four-headed drag and drop tool to move it. You can also hide the tool by clicking the right arrow. So once we're in discussion topics, we're going to go ahead and click Add a Topic. Now if you went to Create and Discussion Topic, this would take you to the same place. So the first thing that we're going to do is establish a publishing date. It will default to today's date, but if you didn't want this to be displayed until, say, Monday, you could change it to Monday's date there if you wanted to do that. We'll go ahead and leave it set on today's date. And you can see here that for content you have some different options. We are looking at the blog post, so we want to be sure that the blog tab is active. You need to give your blog post a title, and then down here is where you're going to put your post or your question, whatever discussion topic that you have that you want your students to discuss. Notice that you have your editing tools that you would normally find: undo, redo, bold, italicize, underline, your formatting options, numbered list, text color, all those things. You can insert a link, so if you wanted to put a link in here to a website and have your students view the website, you could do that. Or if you wanted to insert an image, you could do that as well. Okay, let's take a look at something. So after you fill in your topic, you have the option of sharing this with your colleagues. Now if you select this box, it will send an email to faculty and staff that are part of this school, but it will also allow you to submit your blog to the Idea Exchange. And the Idea Exchange is just where teachers post their discussion topics, and you can actually borrow discussion topics from other teachers if you browse the Idea Exchange. So we'll leave that unchecked. Let's click More Options. And we're going to go spend some time going over these options because they are kind of confusing. Notice these options that have a blue eye next to them. If you hover over that, it will come up with a tip that tells you about that option. Enable commenting, you need to have that checked in order for people to comment on your blog post. Anonymous participation, we want to leave this unchecked because that means that people must log in to be able to comment on the blog. So if you want, and that will help you keep track of who is commenting on the blog. School-wide participation means that everybody in the school can participate. If you uncheck this box, then that means only the members of this class can participate. So that is your choice there. Private moderation means that if you check that, you have to moderate and approve all comments. If you leave that unchecked, there are moderators across the district who can then approve the posts and get your conversation moving a little bit more quickly. So I would leave that unchecked. Use code names. In SchoolFusion, every user is assigned a code name. So the code names in SchoolFusion are things like Purple Panther. And this way, sometimes students then will comment more freely if they're using a code name rather than they're using their actual name. If you uncheck this box, then that means the blog then becomes private. You'll notice that when we uncheck that box, the private box is checked. That means that only the blog is private and it's visible only to members of the Fusion page. So that's your option there if you want to leave that checked. If the box private here, if it's private and you have it checked, that means only members of this Fusion page can see the blog. If you uncheck it, everybody can see. It's public, so everybody can see it. But so they would be able to see it but not necessarily comment on it. Remember, the blue eye tells you a little bit about that tip. You can save it as a draft, so if you want to review it before you actually publish it, you would check that box. Down here at the bottom is an area for you to select the Fusion pages that you want this blog post to go to. So if you have multiple classes, you can easily add the same blog post to multiple classes by selecting them all down here. If you only want it to go to one class, simply check that class. Save and schedule next week's content. If you have another blog post that you wish to schedule, go ahead and click that. Otherwise, click Save and return home. And now we will see, here is our blog post that we just set up. If we hover, we can hover over the top of it and it's going to give us a little summary of what the blog is. If we want to add our comment, we would click Discuss. And we would be able to then read the blog, and so here is the blog post, and you can add a comment. Now note that students will not see this admin button. They'll only be able to add a comment, and again they would have to, so here again is my code name. You can comment as your code name or you can choose to comment as yourself, but you do have to post a comment in there first. So that's how easy it is to set up a blog in SchoolFusion.